Also, the dark deployment was kind of getting a little bit confused because I understand it's deployment
Yeah.
and it is not for the end user and it will only be available for people who are only testing or doing something.
Mhm.
But then why are we doing that in the first place if we are not going it to give it to the end user? But that's
So,
like for future or
so in most cases, if your code works the way the end user wanted it, there is no data variation that you see. However, if it doesn't work, you start seeing errors, right? So the idea is that dark deployment, you have the opportunity where you merge the code in the existing production code. The user, he does not have visibility to the new functionality, but the code is still there. Now, how is the code behaving? It's like data points. While the experience is not there, the data points will kind of help you validate how the experience might be. If there is some issue, compatibility issue, the code will start breaking, it will start throwing errors. If, let's say, you did not optimize the code, all of a sudden your server loads might start increasing and spiking, and that could crash your system down. So all of these things you can identify just by looking at the data of the code that you have merged, even though the user is not using it. The user does not have the functionality, but you are getting valuable data based on the logging that you have put in the code that helps you understand, is this working fine or not? So that is the intent of putting the code in production.
okay, that makes more sense. Also, the Canary deployment, like
Mhm.
we do it on the smaller subsets to some users, right? Meaning the people like the ones who are actually going to use those or just testers or something.
The users in Canary deployment can be, it really can be anyone, right? There could be many reasons for doing Canary deployment. One of them is that you are introducing a high risk code or you're changing a huge part of the code database and you cannot do a dark deployment, or maybe feedback from the user is very important. So you decide to only release it to a subset users, right? And that helps them collect again data, but also helps them understand how is the system behaving, what is the feedback from the users on this deployment, and it helps you better manage traffic that is flowing in for the usage of this data.
Yeah. Toggle deployment was straightforward.
Feature
Only,
toggle deployment.
yeah, because you said it can impact the dark phase, but also needs a lot of like protective measures and analyzing and everything. So I got that it because we are not showing the user anything what is going. We are just doing our part, and then we can do it on our need to deploy feature, right?
Yeah, feature deployment is nothing but mostly Apple does when it releases iOS. Right?
Yeah.
Today, if I ask you if you're an Apple user, and if I ask you when is the next iOS release going to happen, you can give me a date and a time very predictably. It probably is going to be in this year on a Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific time. That's always when they do it. They cannot do it always at that same time if they haven't already prepared their code and they don't have a feature toggle. So the purpose of feature toggle is this toggle needs to turn on at 1 p.m. Pacific.
Yeah.
The moment it turns on, all of a sudden that code is available as a new release to everybody who is the iOS user. And now
Okay.
they can upgrade, right? So that is the benefit of a feature toggle. It helps you hit deadlines and specific timelines. Maybe when you're doing Black Friday sales and things like that, right? At that time, you need a digital solution that can only make the price or the sale price go down or change after midnight or something like that.
Okay.
So again, you want to be able to have a control on how and when you do it.
Yeah. This is very good.